Hello, I'm BX3Cat, and welcome back to an episode of my Minecraft Xbox Update Adventures Let's Play. This is the 282nd, that's quite a few, episode of the Let's Play where I've been playing through the various updates that have come out for Minecraft on the console, building stuff, killing stuff. I'll actually kill this spider right now, and destroying stuff. And yeah, in this particular episode of the Let's Play, I'm going to be doing quite a few things. But I think the biggest thing, as far as like survival stuff goes, is actually to do with killing the wither, because I realized I need a new beacon to, activate this thing to its full potential. And although I'm still having fun, working on this outside, like I'm slowly getting it done, layer by layer. Like I said before, it's like it's a real messy project in that way. But yeah, even though I'm having a little bit of fun working on this bit, layer by layer and stuff, I realized that I'm not going to feel like I can complete it until I've got all the resources I need. And one of those resources is a beacon. So in today's video, I'm going to be going ahead and doing that. And before we can actually do that, we have to fly and go to sleep. And one of the cool things about this, this little project I'm working on is every time I have to fly home to go to sleep, I always have the really fun goal of trying to make it on top of the house. And because of the speed kicking at a certain time, it's a really cool little thing. And it's one of those things that every time I do it, it puts a smile on my face. And it's just sometimes those small Minecraft moments are the ones that matter more than the big ones. I mean, there aren't really that many big Minecraft moments besides killing the wither. Saved it. Anyway, with that said, so in today's episode, I'm mostly killing the wither, but then also setting up the area for the beacon, because I have to dig down and stuff, and maybe also setting up some beacon, plans, because this one's all out of tune with that way. But basically, do you see that glitching? Basically, things are a bit weird. We're going to see if we can work that out a bit, maybe. So yeah, let's fly right through the portal, because even though I have all the wither skulls I need now, I've got 1 in my inventory and 2 in the chest, I forgot to get soul sand, which I entirely forgot until just before this episode. And they might be in the chest, but I'm going to get a whole bunch now, because I know every single time I've gone to fight the wither for the last, let's call it year or so, I'll always get ready, I'll get so hyped, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to do this, and I'll be like, oh, forgot the soul sand. So I'm just going to get 12 soul sand, enough for the next 3 wither fights, because I think I've gone through this before, but one of my big plans for this world is to have the entire area, at least in the center, be covered by beacons. And although that is a little bit extreme, I figure, why not give it a try anyway, because big projects are cool projects, and you should always be working towards 1 or 2 of them, maybe. Maybe that's just me. Maybe, every single thing I do in this world is going a bit too crazy, and someone actually said something last week to do, no, it's okay, you do not get planning permission for that until you've done something else, and yeah, I'm totally gonna, spend some episodes working on the stuff I need to finish, and I always am doing it in the background. You'll notice in some background gameplay, the hole is still being mined and stuff. But yeah, that's something I guess I'll admit I'm starting new projects, but I probably shouldn't. But this one I just had to do, and admittedly that's how Minecraft works. I mean, maybe my real problem is just making projects too big, so they're big enough that I don't want to finish them by the time they're I know there's probably some cool psychology behind it, but instead of actually working it out, I'm just gonna put my sand away, and we're gonna kill the wither. So my obsidian prison, which I usually fight the wither in, which is below the wither church, by the way, I quite like the location, isn't as strong as it usually is, so we're gonna have to fire protection or protection, just protection, whatever, and protection. Okay, so we're gonna replace this and that with that and that, just to be a little bit safer. We can replace that over there, and yeah, let's give this a try now. So yeah, realistically, like I said, so it's gonna be a harder fight than I'm used to, because every other time I've done it, I've been pretty well enclosed. But in this case, all he has to do is destroy 2 blocks, and I'm suddenly in the ravine, because there's a ravine below here, if you can't tell. So yeah, there's a little bit dangerous. But the second thing is that it's not even covering the ceiling, so if he mines too far up, then suddenly my church is destroyed. We've got some issues to deal with, but I'm hoping it all goes fine. So should we do this? Am I ready? I'm not sure I am ready. Let's. So what I like to do is kind of like when you're about to leave the house, and you're like, do I have my phone? Do I have my key? Or if you leave, the house to go somewhere abroad, you're like, I need my passport, or they'll stop me at the gate and they'll laugh because I've missed my flight, and they'll do this and they'll do that. It's like a checklist, but before you fight the wither, because once you've spawned in the deadliest mob in Minecraft, there's not really much you can undo that with. So potions would be nice. I don't have them though. Good food, I guess that's a check. And I'll put my bow out too, because that's probably going to come in useful, if we're being entirely honest. So replace that over there, and let's just do this. Let's see what happens. Hopefully I beat the wither. Because bear in mind, this time I have a smite 4 sword. This is basically designed to fight the wither. So we're going to eat the golden apple now. Get the full 5 seconds. He's going to blow up. Get away from that. Go, go, go. Okay. So hitting him with the sword actually... Okay. You can see that's already become a futile task. But as long as he, I guess I'm saying he, but as long as the wither stays at a distance where there's blocks in between me and it, he is going to destroy the ceiling, and that's not good, because there's only so many blocks till he hits, stuff that's going to wreck me. But as long as we do this well enough, then I should just about be fine. Okay, yeah, let's do this. We're about halfway done. But my health bar, I can't even see it. Like, honestly, I mean, I don't know if this is an intended effect. Oh, go. In for the main hits. I don't know if this is an intended effect or not. But whenever the wither, or whenever you're withered by a wither skeleton or whatnot, I did it! I might have almost hit the temple. Like, oh, I so close did, like 1 block away. But I got my nether star, wither star. I got my nether star, and now we can go and also got a bunch of cobblestone, which is a rare resource in Minecraft, I hear. But it's feeling pretty good. I wasn't sure about what was going on there. There was lots of dangerous stuff, but I've done it now. But yeah, like I was saying, so the wither, when you're withered, I can't see how much health I have, so I never know if I'm like about to die or if I'm like really, really safe. And I still don't know if that's intentional or if I'm just like really bad at seeing things. Because I've admitted this a billion times before. I don't see, like, literal, on the literal sense of like I don't see things well, I have to wear contacts, but also like I'm bad at like spotting subtle things, like in puzzle games, if everything's like red besides like, oh, this one was a slightly different color red, I don't spot that so well. I don't know, maybe colors just aren't my thing. Let's call it that, you know, colors just aren't my thing, and that's why I don't see stuff so well. And that means that I'm, you know, I have no idea. Oh, we have to grab that too. I have no idea what like certain things are meant to be sometimes, so I just kind of like shrug my head and go, whatever, I guess. And in this case, I guess it worked. Also though, that really needs to be patched in, because that's gonna, the next time I fight the wither, it's gonna cause some problems. So let's just put my ladders back down. There's probably one missing up there too. No, there's not. Okay. Oh, we had like 5 or 6 blocks of clearance actually. Like, so yeah, you know, let's just put off the problem. As of all good problems in real life, I'm just gonna put it off for another time. So feeling pretty good about that. We'll keep the star on us actually. Oh, I should have used those 4 obsidian to make the beacon. Why did I not? Why? Whatever. we'll have to go get some obsidian from the other side of the world now, or from a. Yeah, I think that's what we actually have to go do, because otherwise I won't be able to do it. Yeah, okay, we'll get some obsidian from over there, because I need to get some of that other stuff anyway. Also speed. There was like some green bubbles around me. Yeah, I need to go get some iron to make the beacon. So we'll go get some glass and some obsidian. So sure, why not? I can do that. So let's go over there. And while we're on the way, because this Let's Play isn't just about me having silly fights with the wither and probably almost dying. I'm not sure how well that fight actually went. But yeah, this Let's Play is also about like all the other things that I've been thinking about and been up to this week. And in case you're curious as what I have been up to this week, so. Obviously, I've now been back in the UK for like a week, and honestly, like it took a little bit for time to sink in, because it felt really good while I was in the, again, I'm going to call it the Americas. That's not the accurate term in the slightest, but like America and the Canada. While I was there, you know, like towards the latter end, it just felt like, everything's all better and rested. But it's one of those things that you don't really appreciate the value of, like, a break from something until you do it. Like, sometimes, you know, you might think that something is amazing and therefore you never have to stop doing it. And, you know, especially when it comes to, like, YouTube, this is something I love. But, yeah, well, like, taking a break from something is one of my favorite ways to, like, come back to it. And, like, even now, like, as of recording this, I've been home for, like, 6 days of just non-stop, like, cranking out the... It's probably not good to have been doing it for 6 days straight, but like I've just been like almost non-stop, like video, and it's still like I wake up every day and I'm like pumped to make this one and that one, and I know there's something really cool about that. Whereas, you know, most of the time if you do something all day every day, you eventually start to, I don't know, go a bit crazy about it. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, so let's make these iron blocks. I think we almost end up with a perfect number there, but now we have to like redistribute some of these into there. Okay, we're gonna get 9 blocks, are we? And then oh god. I guess we got 9 blocks, that's exactly how much we need anyway. So we'll just like use the rest as nothing. Then we need to get some obsidian, which again, I think I have in... Oh, yeah, I've got some plenty of obsidian over here. And then we need some glass. I think it's 3 obsidian and 5 glass. But one of my favorite things to do is like wing the recipe as I go along. So you're like, oh yeah, beacon, that looks like it's 3 obsidian. But it is actually... Is it actually, sorry? Okay, I think this is beacon. It looks about right. I did it! Awesome. So, yeah, we've got the beacon sorted. We just have to go and place it now. And probably get some more food. Do I care about the food, actually? Not really, but we'll take it just in case. And also, because this is something that, like, I keep having to, like, smelt my own cobblestone, which I'll do more of here. I have so much stone on this side of the world, and I keep not coming back for it, because it's just too far away. So since I am going to be working on the stone sphere above it, let's take another few stacks with me, and that can be that. So, yeah, my inventory is very full right now, but it's full for a good reason, so I don't even feel too bad. So, we're going to put on the elytra, and we're going to fly to the other side of my world, because it's slightly more fun than ever, and so let's put that on there. Oh, you can actually just switch out the elite char by quick equipping it. I did not know that until just now. Oh, but yeah, like I was saying, so the whole like it's been feeling good, like just like powering through and making videos again, and I know it's really good that it feels that great too. And hopefully the videos will reflect that and will be even better and stuff. That's always the goal. And yeah, in my head it's always it's even now it's like, oh yeah, now I can start working on the next cool like travel dream goal thing, because again I really enjoy. You probably worked that out if you've been following the channel for a while, when because last year I don't know how many countries I went to, but it was some significant number, and this year hopefully it's some significant number as well. Like I already got like 3 or 4 flights planned out there, so all good stuff. Gonna plan and work on that at some point soon. When, again, gonna give it some time to until I start craving it or whatever, because I know I feel like with most people. Again, I don't think I am like most people. Well, let's hope that I am in this case. I feel like most people must have this urge to just do things, but you do things not because like they're right, but because you kind of want to do them in the moment, right? Like kind of the same reason people procrastinate, because like, oh yeah, it feels good right now. Also, when mining down, always take the water bucket. Always be ready to press it at a moment's notice. So in the right place, minus 50, 100. Yes, we are. Just gonna keep on mining down. And keep on being ready. Always stay vigilant. But yeah, I feel like most people just kind of like do things just because it feels good in the moment. And although that's not perfect behavior, that's not what you want. You should always like aim for better. But it's what most people end up doing. Also, this cave is like, it's something I generally want to come back to. So we're gonna make. How do I make this safe? I guess we can't. I'll just have to work out a way down here, or I'll take all the iron now because I need all this iron. There's so much of it. And I just want some, but whatever. Okay, we'll come back to this later. It's we probably have to mine our way back up anyway. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Let's just do that. So, where's the way down? I guess it's over here. Let's keep on mining down. Yeah, actually, I didn't even consider how I'm gonna get back. Whatever. Keep on. Just stick to the old strategy of dig down, ask questions later, right? And then when we get to pretty much bedrock. Because, by the way, if you're curious as to why I'm going down so far to place my beacon, it's because beacons affect the entire area above them, but they don't affect the area below them. So, good beacon placement suggests that you should go really far down, like I'm doing right now. For a little sip right there. Yeah, so I feel like, even though most of the time you shouldn't be trying to do things just because you want to do it in the moment, realistically, most people still do work like that. Even if you don't want to believe it, like, most of the stuff you do is probably because, oh yeah, I fancy doing it about 10 minutes ago, and here I am doing it right now. Think about watching this YouTube video. I mean, or because again, I'm not going to say like I'm above it. Although you should sometimes try to be above that, so you can get certain stuff you really need to get done. Sometimes you have to admit that yeah, a lot of the time you are going to be like that. And in those circumstances, also, I think we've completed the beacon. Yeah, that I don't know how many beacons I've placed in this world now, but I think this is my 4th, so feels pretty good. Oh, there's stone up there, so it's not going to activate yet. But we're going to put a bit of gold in there. Oh, it won't even let you activate it because it's underground. Well, I guess we won't put some gold in there. And we're going to, like, mine this way until we find our other cave, wherever that ends up being. Because it should be 50 blocks this way and 50 blocks that way. So, let's just mine this way and let's find out. But yeah, so, and that's why I like... But even though that if you admit that's kind of the case, when you're doing stuff that's fun, you kind of can, like, deprive it from yourself. And then, after you've been waiting for however long it is, like... If it's like, oh yeah, I didn't eat this burger for 2 hours, then you're going to crave that burger so hard. But if it's something more complex, like, oh yeah, well I haven't made an IBX2 cat video in like a week, then I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Some of that might be applicable. Maybe you're just thinking like, Toy Cat, does your brain really work like that? Are you really that crazy? And if so, then let's pretend I said nothing. And instead, talk about something else I've been thinking about this week. Because it's to do with like the revolution in pretty much every service ever. So think about the way... think about every revolutionary service that you hear about that you're like, wow, that's so much better than the one before. So think about like Uber, what it does for taxis. It's like, oh yeah, so instead of having to like call a person up and then physically tell them your location, and then they say they maybe send a taxi over, and then you're locked in and stuff. Oh yeah, you just use this app, and by the way, you can... Basically, removing the human interaction from any event is what makes a successful thing today. That's something you can maybe argue against, but I think it's pretty true by and large. Think about Facebook. It turned being social into an antisocial event. That's how you make a successful business, I guess. Did I go too far? I think I did. Yeah, I want to be at 0, and I'm at, like... Oh, no, I'm doing this right. We're all good. Yeah, like I was saying, definitely important stuff. Oh yeah, so yeah, basically that's how you make like a successful company. You take something that has lots of human interaction, you make it less human. Think about the so I know this actually varies from place to place, but if your local area has the new McDonald's counters where you speak to the machine and the machine does it for you, or you don't speak to it, you tap it in. But you might as well be speaking to the machine. That's so much better than speaking to a person. You speak to a person and you're like, oh yeah, let's make up an order, the Big Mac with a Coke Zero, and they give you a real Coke. What are you gonna do about that? You have to like then speak to them again to fix that. Whereas the machine, it knows exactly what a Coke Zero. I guess did I say zero before? Yeah, it knows exactly what that is, and it's going to give you one. And I'm just saying, machines are basically how you make a service good. But I worry that the trend of that, because, it's got to be something to do with, like, the internet makes people want to talk to each other less, is, like, in 20, 30 years, will people even want to talk to each other? Like, because right now, like, how often... I know a lot of people, like, this is... these are people I guess I used to know from school, but not so much anymore. Like, their entire social life... again, I'm not judging, this is, like... I'm sure I'd be down in the same category if that, in certain situations. But, like, their entire, like, every form of, like, socializing they did was through Xbox at the time. So, yeah, you gotta think, like, when you hear about people like that, you're like, but, so you're replacing your entire social life with this thing? You're gonna replace the entire that? And for some people, that's an entirely cool thing. But I wonder if, like, people just won't even know how to talk to each other at some point. Like, oh, no, I want this thing from him. How do I ask that? Because every now and then, like... Oh, I guess this is where this leads. Oh, which means the beacon must be just up there, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go look. No. Where's the beacon should be at 0, but we're very close to that. We're just not perfectly there. Okay, so we're at 0, and then we need to go 6 blocks this way, apparently. Where is this beacon? Oh, there we go. There's the beacon. So I don't know where this is actually linked up to. Okay, it goes much lower, so we're actually going to, like, connect that into the same tunnel. But now we can see the pathway from this beacon, which, if you're curious, is set to speed, and the other one. So, yeah, beacon fun. Great stuff. I need to get out of here, though, and I have no idea how to do that. I've been so busy talking about, like, humans... But one cool side benefit that I was thinking about is, like, if everyone gets really bad at talking to each other, just by comparison, I feel like I might be considered, like, amazing. Like, oh, yeah, right now I'm probably, like... very slightly below average at, like, human interaction, but, like, we give that 5-10 years and suddenly I'm gonna be a god because, like, I can speak to a person and, like, break the ice and everything. Like, whoa, you can speak to a person you don't even know. Whoa, it's like, yeah, crazy. That's my dream anyway. That's the hope and plan. Kind of like how you think of old people today, how they always have to speak over the phone, and you're like, wow, this guy can do that. Or maybe it'll be the opposite, and they'll be like, whoa. Look at Toycat being able to speak to humans. they're just robots that don't know what they're doing. Because maybe that's how the future will be. Anyway, rather than talking too much about the future, one other thing that I was thinking about is, so I mentioned earlier that, like, basically, like, oh yeah, things weren't so amazing, but then took a long break and pretty much everything was. Because I don't know if I mentioned it, but, like, towards the end of last year, my, like, it seems weird to call it this, but I guess my emotional well-being, my mental, that's probably a better word for it, was, like, probably, like, a little bit lower than you'd probably like to have. And just, there's something weird about, like, I never really mentioned it, I don't think, because, like, trying to describe anything, because in comparison to, like, place, I think I've said this before, but, like, I feel like I've said this before, too many times before, fun fact, but I think I might have said this before, but, like, I feel like everything in your life is only as good as the things you can compare it to, and I've always thought, like, the objectively best decision, and I'm not going to go out and do this, but, like, it probably would be the smart move, is the objectively best decision is probably, like, at some point when you're really young, just go ahead and, like, feel the most unimaginable pain. Unimaginable? Like, I don't know, like, I think it's, for guys, it's a kidney stone, or, like, giving birth, whatever, and that just makes everything else, in your life just seem better in comparison to that one moment, because it's actually been, like, scientifically tested that, like, pain is only in relation to, you can only feel pain in relation to the most painful event, because, again, that's kind of how pain works, right? Like, if you stub your toe, this is that, and I've always figured, like, as a result of this, the objectively best decision is like at a really young age, as soon as you can work all this stuff out. I'm trying to get the surface, by the way. It's just taking me some time because I'm a bit lost. Oh, by the way, neither of my spawners changed because I didn't go close to them. So still zombie spawners, still skeleton spawners. I probably should have like done something about that and been clever with the update, but I wasn't, and I just have the exact same spawners as before. So yeah, the things everyone's complaining about, like I don't have to deal with. But I wish mine were broken so I could get skeleton spawners. Oh, staying on track. So I feel like the objectively best decision would be to deliberately go through some really awful stuff, I guess. Like, oh yeah, well, you know, I don't know what the emotionally worst thing can do, but like, think of it in your head right now, the worst thing that could happen. Maybe, I'm not saying you should, because that's crazy advice, maybe it would be an okay thing if that happened for the rest of your life. It's like an investment, like, kind of in the same way that if you don't spend, you know, if you spend, you know, like £1,000 now, then that's like £2,000 you can't spend over the rest of your life because of the way interest works and stuff. You know, the sun's coming up anyway. Let's not go to sleep. In that same way, it's like a short-term loss for a long-term gain. So it's like investing money, but investing pain. And pro tip, don't actually do any of that. In case someone's out there like thinking like, oh yeah, gonna do this crazy thing. I maybe consult like a real person and not just an internet cat. But I think that's a cool idea. And I totally down with it. Because, again, the only way you can feel anything is in relation to everything else you felt. Which is, or maybe that's just me and not being amazing with empathy or something like that. Because I always heard for a while, like, so the best thing to do if, like, because I've never really, okay, so one of the things that I try to do whenever someone comes to me and they're like, oh yeah, I've got this problem, it's like, oh yeah, let's work out solutions to that problem. I didn't realize until... you know, like maybe let's call it like a few years ago. That's not what people actually wanted. You know, when people tell you a problem, they're not like looking for a solution or to make it better. They just want to say the problem to them because that's how humans work or something. And yeah, it's one of the things that you realize as you go along. Is like, oh yeah, the thing you meant to say is first of all is like, oh yeah, you pretend you feel their pain, or you you try and like relate to it in some way. But I forgot where this train of thought was going, but it was something to do with it's something to do with the whole like relativity thing, where like you slowly improve only by experience or something like that, and therefore something that's all good. I kind of don't end on the bad point of like, oh yeah, well the best thing to do is to feel a lot of pain, but maybe it is. Maybe that's the only thing you can conclude for today's video. I'm not entirely sure, but I hope you did all enjoy it. The reason I can't remove that ladder yet is because I'm still using it. I realized like I'm not sure what to do about that besides. I guess I could fly in here from the sky rail. You know, let's do that. I like that way better. Let's make that the new official way in. So we'll remove this block. Just so I can see the beacon going to the sky from the end of today's episode. But yeah, so maybe that's also a pro tip in there for you. Like, oh yeah, people don't want advice. What they really want is to just say words at people. At least most people. I mean, some people do. It's one of those things you have to work out that you're working out. And maybe that's, again, really basic stuff to everyone else. But that's something that when I realized, I was like, now it makes sense as to why everyone... Also, I really do... I'm like super ADD mode today, I'm sorry. But I really do like the way that's coming through on the surface. And I think when the sphere's done, it's going to look even better. Maybe, potentially. We'll have to hope and pray. But yeah, now the spinning plate looks even more real. And I'm feeling pretty good about it, honestly. So I hope you did all enjoy this video. Hopefully you learned something about something. Like the video if you did, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let us know you do like this sort of stuff. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. I feel like I'm being really bad at trying to like express this point, because I keep getting lost on a side tangent, but the point I was trying to raise with the whole like, oh yeah, sometimes people don't want advice, is there's like 3 categories of people, and like some people just want solutions, but most people don't. I feel like most people don't even know there's the 3 categories of people, and that's like the first step to anything. Even if you know that what you instinctively do is wrong, knowing that there are other things is better. Knowing that you don't know is better than not knowing, as counterintuitive as it might feel. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you all in the next one. Goodbye.